Real Spiel, the Shiloh Institute. To all my Cyclopses that are in the building, those are members of Shiloh and members of the Real Spiel. Stand up. I got a little blood sugar. So I'm gonna eat some of these lemon slices. I don't have low blood sugar, I'm just hungry. I just want to let you know that because some of you people don't like when I eat when I'm on my life. I ain't afraid of you ninjas. I haven't said that in a while. I can do what I want. Well, listen, I'm here to talk to you today. Not only about the deliciousness of a lemon slice.
Prepare to bear right.
My goodness, those taste good. I'm here to talk to you today about Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Let me tell you something. I love that guy. Hey! I don't know what you feel about him. Some people consider him like some form of an evil villain. That's okay. I love him for different reasons. Did you guys know that Elon Musk has 11 children? 3 baby mamas? 11 children. 3 baby mamas. Now Elon, I don't know the name of all of his kids, but this brother is different. He named one kid, it's like a serial number. It's like X, Alpha, Epsilon, Roman numeral 4, Roman numeral 11. That's one child. They call him X. And then he has a daughter. Her name is Extra Darko Sorida or something like that. Don't expect me to get these right.
In 300
Elon Musk
turn left onto Highway 2.
Is the most fascinating human being in the world because, well, turn off voice control.
Voice instructions deactivated.
Because somehow this guy figured out the child support matrix. Now, not only do I love Elon Musk and lemon slices, absolutely fantastic. I love that the state of Texas limits child support. In the state of Texas, child support for 3 children, 3 of Elon Musk's 11 children are in the state of Texas with his estranged wife. Of those 3, got 8 more somewhere. But these Texas ones, gold. Gold. Because Elon Musk is worth about 17 billion, 16 billion, whoever you ask, whoever, if you're Googling Forbes or CNN or Goldberg or whatever, he's worth somewhere around 15 to 20 billion. According to the state of Texas, Elon Musk only has to pay $2,700 of child support for 3 kids. Man, fantastic. Fantastic. My issue with many times these egregious settlement offers of men who get married is that the woman, and yes, even them little children, they didn't help him build that business. They didn't help him build that business. Because he's not married to the mother anymore, he's got to set aside billions of dollars for them children. Listen, he's alive. He's a 52-year-old man. He's a father. I'm sure that he's going to make sure that his kids are okay. I'm sure of it. I'm positive. I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive. Now, you don't have to give people billions of dollars of child support. You just don't have to do that. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. And the state of Texas figured that out. They capped it up. They said, no, we don't care who you are. You got 3 kids, you get $2,700. I don't care if you're Elon Musk's ex-wife. I don't care if you're Bomber's ex-wife, Donald Trump's ex-wife. Great state of Texas said $2,700, 3 kids. That's the number, and we're sticking to it. Now they're trying to. Elon's trying to keep that custody battle as of November of 2023. I don't know the status of it now, but that's news I got. He was trying to keep that thing in Texas. We don't want that out of Texas. I think his wife was trying to file in California, where, of course, it's a 50-50 state. They take everything and cut it right down the middle. But Elon said, nope, you live in Texas, we keeping this in Texas. The kids are in Texas, it's in Texas. That's settled. Now, imagine a billionaire paying less than some of you for child support. That thing just, that rocked my world. $2,000, $2,700 a month. That made me so happy. It made me happy because I'm not sure if this is the wife. Not sure if this was the wife because he's had 3 different baby mamas. One wife he married, then he divorced her, then he remarried her. Now, I believe this was the wife that was actually an AI genius. I know he married one lady that was really smart. Happy Wednesday to you too. Hello from Russia. And yeah, he can support him, but I never seen a child needed $1 billion for child support. You show me a child that needs $1 billion for child support. I don't know any. Just because his daddy makes $1 billion doesn't mean he's supposed to get all that money now. That's what wills are for. You start assigning a child $1 billion lifestyle just because his father is a billionaire. That's trouble. That's trouble waiting to happen, in my opinion. In other news with Elon Musk claims no income. You guys know that? No annual income, $0. The guy from Facebook, he claims $1. But Elon claims $0 in income, annual income. He doesn't take any money, he says. I guess everything is bought via his companies. And, these guys have accountants to do that. But I just think it's fantastic that the state of Texas says, we don't care if it's Elon Musk. You're only getting $2,700 for these kids. You should have stayed married. And this is what, to me, the family law systems are missing in other places, is that the emphasis is on both of those people to stay married. That's the emphasis. All right? And I believe he filed, and then the wife refiled, and her reasons were irreconcilable differences. In my opinion, if you can prove physical abuse, then yeah, you take all the restraints off, you can get as much as you want. If you were physically abused, then that is, to me, that's the cash out. You got to prove it though. You got to prove physical abuse, not just claim it, prove it. It's got to be proven. It's got to be proven via a conviction or otherwise. Otherwise, they have to need it, or a confession that you were physically abusive in some way or another. Physical abuse has to be established. Then you can take those restraints off. But otherwise, marriage cannot be a financial cash out for women. Can't be. The wife that he actually married, he married her, he divorced her in 2 years. Then they got back together. I think there was a prenup on that one. Then they got back together. got married again for a year, and then broke up again. He married her twice. He married the same woman twice within a year. I don't know what happened with that. I can't understand that. And we're not trying to say that Elon Musk is a perfect person. I'm not trying to say that. I know that he's got either 2 sets of twins and a set of triplets, or 2 sets of triplets and a set of twins, something to that extent. But 11 children later, using vitro and picking a select group of women, this brother has 11 kids at 52 years old. And to at least a certain set of these children, barely pays any child support. Oh my gosh, the laws. You got guys in Canada, this is Canada, I don't know what they're doing in the United States. You got guys in Canada, they're in jail for child support. Jail for child support. You understand me? They don't have millions of dollars, forget about billions. They're in jail. And Elon Musk is paying $2,000, $2,700. Boy, what a world we live in. What you guys got to say? I'm from Canada. When am I dropping my album? I'm dropping it next year. It's called Big Dell in the Streets. If I look like a rapper. That's when I'm dropping that album. It's called Big Dell in the Streets. I'm gonna post it right here. You can get it. That's what it'll be. It'll be a combination between Meek Mill's, Dr. Dre, and Louis Armstrong. That's right, fusion music. If you believe that, I got some land to sell you, some swamp. Man, I'm just baffled at that. When I heard that this morning, I really wanted to come on this morning and talk about it, but I didn't have time. But I felt I got to come on and have the spiel understand this situation here with Elon Musk. One of the most brilliant men in the world, that undoubtedly, South African born, so he's an African, right? He's an African. I don't know how much of the brother he has in him, but he's South African. He went to school for 2 years in Pennsylvania to an Ivy League school and graduated there with a multitude of degrees. Smart guy. They were trying to tease him in Canada, saying you went to Queens, but you didn't get a degree. They're trying to say he's a dropout. He didn't drop out. He left the country, transferred to another university, and finished his degree there. But people try to spin stuff all the time. But a brilliant guy. But the decision to make sure that wife and those children living in the state of Texas, that was his best move yet, in my opinion. That was his best move yet. You want to call that a deadbeat dad? I'm not calling that a deadbeat dad. If the state of Texas says that he's supposed to pay $2,700 and he pays $2,700, he's not a deadbeat dad. That's what the state of Texas said he's supposed to pay. If the man is paying $2,700 for them 3 kids, he's doing his due diligence. Because that's what the law says. Y'all can't fight the law. Can't get mad. Can't get mad at the law. I don't know who wrote some of these laws. I know what they're trying to do. But if the law says he has to pay $2,700 and he pays $2,700, he can't be called a deadbeat dad. He's not a deadbeat dad. He's very involved in his children's lives. He just does not have to pay billions of dollars to children that are in the state of Texas. And I'm absolutely tickled about it, to be very honest with you. I'm tickled about it. Those kids aren't going to lack anything. Not a doggone thing. They can come to Elon's house anytime. They can leave mom's house in the hood where she's renting and if you look at the settlements, these ladies are making, I believe that particular woman was offered 20 million and offered a percentage of his space stock. She declined. Actually, she was offered 80 million. He offered her 80 million, actually, and she declined. And then I think she settled for 20. I think she got 20 at the end of it. If I read it right, he offered her 80, she declined, and at the end she got 20. Right, and that's probably, again, spousal. So these people aren't walking around living in, they're not living in the hood in Houston. You know what I'm saying? These people are still okay. Very okay. Better than most of you and me. But when you have a scenario where you got a billionaire who only has to pay $2,700 of child support, there's a victory. I'm running a victory lap somewhere. You can see me. I'm out there. I'm running a victory lap, wrapping the Trinidadian flag around me, running a victory lap. Come on. That's a victory lap for men somewhere out there. Come on. That woman didn't build a spaceship. She didn't build a car that can drive itself. Come on. She didn't invent PayPal with him. Come on. What the heck? What the heck? What's really what the heck? Come on. Look at my girl. What's her name? I had her name at the top of she was at the top of my list, man. Mackenzie, is it Mackenzie Scott? Bezos' ex-wife? That girl got $1 billion. She says, I'm giving it all away. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop till the bank is empty. Yeah, she's like, I'm going to give all your money away. All that money I want, I'm just going to give it away. I'm just going to give it away. What did they give her that money for? Right? What did they give her all that money for? And she's just giving it away. Giving it away. She knows she can't live on all that money. He knows he can't live on all that money. I believe that settlement was like, I think they didn't go to court. Like, really, I think he just gave it to her, to be honest with you. He just cut her a check for basically half of his wealth. What'd she get all that for? And she just giving it away. You know? I find these things shocking. That's what I do. I find them shocking. That we're in a position these days where men or women build their wealth and then they got to give it away. And let me tell you something. I have a situation. I'm just going to tell this person that I'm doing a live. I can call you back. I'm doing a live. I've got a situation where I have a child who's paying alimony to her spouse. To her spouse. Again, that brother had a job. He didn't need to get alimony. He got specific benefits being in my family for the 4 years that he was in here. I didn't invite him in. And if it was up to me, he wouldn't have been here. But he walked out with a very lucrative situation. Because my daughter's a winner. So it goes both ways. You don't just get to abscond with people's stuff. You ain't out there doing anything. He ain't curing the sick. Dr. Burton's out there curing the sick. This guy was a bus driver. What the hell? That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't work like that. But we know that it's ridiculous, it's obscene when it comes to these multimillionaires and billionaires when they decide, everybody else does, get married, and then it goes by the way of 56% of the population. It ends in divorce. They are robbed. Imagine. Like let's use it. Let's use it in a different context. Like let's use it in a completely different context. I'm gonna try to make it contextually relevant so you can see. That's an accurate situation. Right now, China is walking into the Caribbean and they're saying, we will help you with your infrastructure. We will lend you money, we will help you with your infrastructure, and we have terms for the repayment of the money. All right? And China got as much U.S. currency as U.S. practically. So they're lending U.S. dollars to these guys. And then, this is what China's issue is. If you default on your loan, we will control your utilities company in your country. We'll control them all. They come in, they get married. They marry you for your infrastructure. They lend you some money, right? They try to have trading and everything else with you. And they lend you money knowing you're going to default so that they can do what? Abscond with your utilities companies. Now let's explain how ridiculous this is. Like Trinidad and Jamaica, let's say that your utilities companies now are controlled by another nation, and you are sending all of your utilities money abroad. How crazy is that? How ridiculous is that? It's like a country saying, listen, you owe us some money. What we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to take up this bridge. This bridge here has got to go. We're taking this bridge and we're leaving. That's how ridiculous it is to walk away with billions of dollars after you were sitting around in the house, chilling, cooking. You weren't even cooking. You're dinners. And then because you were married to that lottery ticket, you get to abscond with billions of dollars. No. Your womb is no more precious than anybody else's. You pushed out children, other women pushed out children. And it's clear that the state of Texas says it doesn't matter how much money you make. The price of a child, 3 children, is $2,700. Period. That's it. I don't care how much money he makes. You don't need all that money for 3 kids. And that's what I love about Texas. And some of you won't like it because you're bandits. That's why you don't like it. Only a crook doesn't like a fair system. If you get married to a billionaire, knowing he's a billionaire before you married him, you should say to yourself, I'm not leaving this guy. I'll make this guy happy. You shouldn't have an exit plan saying, yeah, we'll see how it goes, but if I don't like it, I'm out and I'm gonna take some money with me. That should not be your exit plan. That should not be your exit plan. He's loving his music over here. That should not be the exit plan. You should have a different exit plan. I appreciate it, man. I try to keep the swagger going. It's summertime. I'm about to turn up. My summer swagger's about to turn up. Yo, you gotta see the pants. I always stop. Look, you gotta see the whole outfit, man. It's coordinated. Okay, down to the no socks. I dress better than Elon Musk, I tell you that. Listen, what Elon is also saying is that he feels people should have more children. And this is the thing that I think a lot of white people need to listen to Elon Musk. What's wrong with you having 7, 9, 12 children? There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all should do that. 1 or 2 kids? Come on, man. You know you guys are dealing with a scenario where you're drastically being outnumbered in most of the colonizer areas. Nothing wrong with having a bag of kids. Absolutely not. You know why I want white people to have more kids? Can I really tell you why? I need white America. I need white Canada, especially where I live. I need white people to start having more children. I really do. I really do. I need more white single mothers, more white single dads, more white married couples. I need all of those demographics. I need them all. This is why. When white people start having more children and the realities of life start taking place on that macro level, the social programs, the community infrastructures to help families will widen. Absolutely. What you will have, of course, across the board, is a system that is definitely skewed to assist white people with more of their children. That's fine. But in the meantime, a lot of others people will be qualified for that too. This is what else will happen. Because the highest illiteracy rate, and the highest dropout rate in Canada, in Ontario, my province. I can't speak for the rest of Canada, but I am very certain it's similar. But the highest illiteracy rate, the highest dropout rate in high school in Canada, in Ontario, is white males. White males don't graduate. Highest level of illiteracy rate. You go to the liquor store. Those are the guys who are begging, most of them. They got more literacy than anybody other ethnicity. They got the higher dropout rate of any ethnicity in their own country now. What will happen when white people start having more babies is that white people will be more conscientious about poverty. They will eliminate poverty. Because a G8 nation like America and Canada, poverty shouldn't exist. Shouldn't exist. Illiteracy shouldn't exist. If you're telling me that Cuba, a poor country, has a 100% literacy rate, nobody is poor in Cuba. Poverty. Poor, maybe. Poverty, no. Poverty is the absence of necessary resources to live. Food, shelter, medicine, education, clean water, right? The absenteeism of those key essential resources. That's what poverty is. Where people don't have it, right? They will eliminate poverty because what the early colonizer understood very clearly when they were building this colonizer Western world is they understood that not all of these white children, when they were having big families back then, not all of these white kids are going to be smart. And sometimes the other races are going to be better than your kids. You won't be able to have a bunch of doctors, lawyers, politicians. You won't be able to do that. So what they did is they said, well, we need to make sure the public sector affords a lot of power and wealth for our dummies. So let's make sure that police officers, let him be a police officer. All he needs to do is get out of high school, and he can be a cop, and he can make six figures doing that. He can be a fireman. All he got to do is get out of high school. He can be the mayor. All he got to do is get out. He could be a city councilor. He just got to get out of high school. So they made sure that particular positions and government positions didn't require high levels of education, just high levels of nepotism. You see? And they put those kids, Lawrence next, get on Lawrence. They put those kids in a position that even though they were dummies, they still had money and they still had power over individuals who were smarter and better than them. It's very smart. That's how white people built the West, to make sure that they're always in power. It's fantastic. I would have done the same thing. But now when you put white folks in a position where they're having more kids, they're going to have more dummies. They're going to have more individuals that can't take care of themselves. They're going to have more individuals that can't do for themselves. They're not going to have a whole bunch of Elon Musks. And they're going to start creating a world that ensures that there is a standard level for people to live. Standard, a minimal basis in the G8 nation, similar to countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia. They make sure that the population benefits from the wealth of the nation. Do you know what the second largest oil producing nation is in the world? Do you know? It'll shock you. The second largest oil producing nation in the world. Number two. Number two on the list. Number two. Saudi Arabia is number one. Who's number two? Us. Canada. Canada is the second largest oil producing nation in the world. Do you know what the price of gas is in this country? It's ridiculous. Failing to adequately provide for your children is not a win. What is being clearly demonstrated is the lack of value Elon places on his children. You're reading too much into that. You're reading too much into that. That is a canned answer when you're not looking at the realistic aspect of it. Elon will always take care of his children. His baby mama don't need billions of dollars. Taking care of your children doesn't have a price tag, my brother. How much does it cost you to teach your child how to read? How much does it cost you to take your little girl and teach her how to ride a bike? Take your little boy and play catch with him, how to play basketball? How much does it cost you to bond while you're going fishing? What do little kids need that cost billions of dollars? Your implication is that the richer you are, the better parent you are. And that is a falsehood. And that Elon Musk's desire to not hand over billions of dollars to a woman that has pushed out children for him only, that's all that she's done, but to still sire, mentor his children, but to not hand over billions of dollars to a chick who's simply going to live her life with it. That has nothing to do with fathering. Nothing. You don't need money to be a good dad. This is the clarity of life, right? And you can't know that unless you grew up poor, like I did. Unless you grew up in poor countries, where kids simply wanted to see daddy. Daddy, are you coming over? I'm coming. Where are we going? Let's go to the beach. Let's play soccer. Let's hang around. I just want to be around my dad. You don't got to be around your dad on a Lear jet. You don't got to be around your dad in a Rolls Royce. You don't got to be around your dad in the Italian Riviera, eating fine foods. No, those things are not equivalent. And to say that Elon Musk needs to hand over billions of dollars to a woman, and that is considered to be good parenting, is the misnomer of the culture. It is the brainwashing of a capitalist mind. You need to abandon that thinking. It's saying that a communist or a poor country's father is a worse father than a rich country's father just by the means of resources. It's not true. It's not true at all. It's absolutely not true. It's not true. It's just like the women who are claiming that their entitlement is simply to sit around and to let somebody take care of them and to do nothing for it, and that a man must bring everything to the table and she has nothing. She brings nothing. She brings nothing. She brings no resources in her character, no resources in her wisdom, no resources in her history, no resources in any aspect. And that her job is to simply be treated like a pillow princess. No, these are ridiculous concepts that are brand new. Brand new. Real women don't think like that. Period. And really, they're converting men into believing that is your responsibility. It's not. I'm not raising my daughters to think about some little big head man supposed to show up and take care of her the rest of her life. Are you joking? I'm raising my daughter. My daughter pays alimony. My daughter's paying that fool alimony. No, that's not how you raise kids. You don't raise kids like that. Elon sees his kids more than us. I'm sure Elon spends more time with his kids than most people do. You don't have to go do nothing. He can take his kids anywhere he wants. Shoot, he can take them to the Mars just now. Anyway, where was I? I believe I was discussing that finally, when you have individuals that realize that they are in a G8 nation, that everyone in your nation, every citizen in your nation deserves the right to live an appropriate life at a certain level. Why does the West not understand that? We understand that in Trinidad. It is the right. Not that we don't have poor people in Trinidad. We don't have poverty in Trinidad. We got poor people. You know why we don't have poverty in Trinidad? Because, boy, if you're hungry, you can pick up a root on the road. You can pick a fruit out of a tree. There's water. There's fresh water. You're gonna eat. You can't starve. You can't starve in Trinidad. Secondly, if you're homeless, government land, go build a house on it. Shanty towns everywhere. If you have no capacity for shelter, the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic, just like America's a republic, every Trinidadian citizen has the right to own land and a home. That's correct. That's a good country. That's a good constitution. And you're telling me that a G8 nation cannot ensure that there is no such thing as homelessness, starvation, the lack of a proper meal for children. It should be a must. Everybody in Canada alone, just Canada, everybody in Canada, listen to me. Without, and I know the economists are going to fight me with this, you're going to fight me, but without the evils of inflation, and I'll talk about how to stop that first, because you're going to tell me if you do that, everything will be inflated. But everyone in Canada should make $80,000. If your job pays you 35, the government should supplement you for the other. If your job pays you 30, your government should supplement you for the other 50,000. There should be a standard of living. You're afraid of this concept because you've been programmed to believe it's communism, socialism. Oh, the great evil of the greedy capitalist. You're afraid of that. You're afraid of that. And it's the craziest part. You're afraid of that. But you believe that Elon Musk should be raped to give his money to a woman because she pushed out some children. This is the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest concept. There should be a set standard of living in Western nations. Gas should be subsidized to the point that we are the second cheapest gas nation in the world. Gas should be so cheap here. Gas should be ridiculously cheap here. Oh, you think it won't work? They do it in Trinidad. Because guess who produces a lot of oil too? We do. In the nation of Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic. And the Trinidadian government supplements the price of gas. They don't do what they're doing here in Canada and tax it so roughly that we're probably paying the most for gas almost anywhere in the world when we're the second largest oil producer. How ridiculous. How ridiculous. Imagine a nation of bakers that bake bread for the world. When they buy bread in the stores, they have to bring a wheelbarrow of money to buy the bread. The most expensive place to buy bread in the world is the place that exports the most bread in the world. How ridiculous is that? How evil is it for its government to tax its citizens when its natural resource is filling up the world? It's a great evil to be a G8 nation and to allow anyone living under a certain standard. The average price of a house in the city of Toronto is $1.1 million. You make $40,000-$50,000 a year, forget about it, baby. You're never gonna own a house in Toronto. It's not mathematically possible. Even if you're a first-time home buyer and they say, oh, you only need 5% down. Just 5% down, right? $1 million, 10% 100,000. So we need 50 grand from you. Now you're making $50,000 a year. How are you gonna spend? How are you gonna save 50 grand? How are you gonna save it? You're gonna wait for somebody to die? You're not gonna save it like that. The average median income of most individuals in North America is about $45,000. You can't do it. Elon Musk got an idea. Have more kids. Have more mouths to feed. Canada's only got about 35 million people. We got more geographical land than America. You guys got 10 times more people than we got. 10 times. We can afford to start pushing out babies up here. Absolutely. We sure can. Yeah, I think I'll get off here. Well, Elon Musk, brother, I tip my hat to you, man. I tip my hat to you, young fella. You're younger than me, so I can call you that. I tip my hat to you, man. Not only have you built a car that can drive itself, not only are you revolutionizing the aerospace industry, you are revolutionizing divorce, my brother. I wish you would have done something for me years ago. Oh yeah. But you're making sure that your voice is going to be heard. Those 11 children, they ain't never going to go hungry. They have a saying. This is not a Trinidadian saying. It's a Jamaican saying. Shoot, I don't even know how properly, but basically it's saying that where there's a child, there will be bread. That a child's not going to go hungry, no matter how many you have. Elon Musk is living proof. 11 and counting. 11 and counting. And listen, so, like I said, you good old my good old Caucasian. Follow his lead. Start having more babies. Pushing them out. And when those little dummies come around and you realize they can barely get out of high school, start building some social programs. Things that they can do. More community centers, hire them. More social training programs, hire them. Put them in positions where a couple of us minorities can slip into and start making $150,000 with a grade 12 education. Yep, we got that. It's called community housing in Toronto. It's called the city of Toronto. The city of Toronto, man. You don't gotta have much sense, but boy, if you get into the city of Toronto as an employee, hard to get you out. You're gonna be making six figures just filing documents. I've been working here for 15 years. I got out of high school. I make $105,000 a year, and I feel I should get a raise. Yep, you probably should. Absolutely. Man, one thing I got to give colonizers, they know how to build a civilization. Africans, y'all should take a lead. Don't talk to us, because in Trinidad we know what we're doing. But y'all should take a lead. You guys still don't even have proper credit instruments in Western Africa. Proper credit instruments. That's a shame. Unsecured credit. Unsecured credit is something that everyone should have. Everyone should be able to deal with unsecured credit. They got an honor system over here. You can go bankrupt. How many times I think you're allowed to go legally bankrupt in Canada at least twice. That's fantastic. If you're a bandit, you come to Canada, you're like, oh my God, you're telling me I can spend all these people's money and not pay it back? Yep. And declare bankruptcy, and you can do it not just once, you can do it twice. Oof, boy. It's when you don't have a Western mind and you see how the West runs, you become very appreciative. I'm serious. You become extremely appreciative to how the West works. Imagine riding on a subway or riding on a ghost train station. That's how we have them here. And it's honor system. You can pay or not pay. And every now and then a guy will come and check your ticket and see. And if you don't have a ticket, give you a summons. But hey, get on, get off. And the TTC, our transit system, is operating in a deficit. Know what that means? It means the thing hasn't made money in years. And you know what? Those drivers, 6 figures. 6 figures, baby. That's right. Bus drivers, train drivers, streetcar drivers, 6 figures. They wanted to make sure that their idiot nephew, who didn't have no sense, he just drive the streetcar, he could just drive the bus, and he was going to be able, they wouldn't have to lend him no money. Man, pay this guy his money. And then they're going to say, we'll operate that company in a deficit budget, meaning the company won't even make a profit, but we'll keep it alive. I love the West. Y'all are inventive. Jeez, that's fantastic. Elon, keep doing what you're doing, man. My brother from South Africa. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing. You're forging a brand new world out here, Elon Musk. Back in the day, they'd shame black men. You can't even you can't even go up and talk to a black woman. How many children you got? Really? How many mothers? Well, what difference does that make? How many mothers? What difference does it make if I've allowed a multitude of women to share the load of bringing my 15, 16, 17, 18 progeny into the world? But now that's a thing. But Elon is taking it off the table. I got 11 kids, 3 baby mamas, and I'm rich. That's fine. That's so wonderful. I'm going to tell people, because I've got 3 kids and I've got 6 kids, 3 different baby mamas, 2 wives and a baby mama. I'm going to tell people I'm just like Elon Musk. Don't stigmatize me. Don't stigmatize me because I got 3 baby mamas. I'm just like Elon. Praise the Lord. Elon Musk, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're a hero to me. You're a hero to me. Fantastic person. Leave that guy alone. That's my ace. Don't play with him. Elon Musk, he doesn't pay child support. This is the real spiel. God bless you. Let me see what y'all got to say. Trust me, we had one before the colonizers came, messed everything up. How much time does he really spend? Ivor, you're really on this, okay? I'm going to spend some time talking to Ivor, because Ivor's serious about this. How much time does he really spend with his 11 children, especially with multiple mothers? Time is one of life's most precious commodities. Lacking that, money and wealth provide some protection. Okay, Ivor, let's get into that thought, okay? Let's use your premise and say Elon Musk, because he has 11 kids, and because they're spaced out over with 3 moms, and therefore putting them in 3 different jurisdictions, right? And Elon is a busy man, right? That Elon doesn't have enough time to spend with his kids. Let's just say that's the case, right? Now, according to your thesis statement, his absenteeism will be supplemented by the fact that he's just given his ex-wife billions of dollars. So what you're saying is that the lack of a father can be replaced adequately with the furnishing of wealth. And again, I beg to differ, because a boy, let's just use a boy who grows up without a father, but grows up wealthy, grows up entitled, supplemented by wealth, without a male figure in the house, who has the capacity to do things just by the power of wealth, but without the guidance and wisdom and the boundaries set by a strong male figure in his life. That's not good. That's not good. That's not protection to me. That's not protection. But my argument now, the contra argument, is that because of Elon's wealth, he does have time, because money buys time, my friend. Money affords him the capacity to say, I have directors and CEOs and accountants and CFOs that are running my companies. And therefore, I have more time to spend with my 11 children. I have the financial wherewithal to show up anywhere in the world for a game. I can be in Paris at 9 a.m. And then I can be in Texas by 6 p.m. with my own private jet/rocket ship. I have the capacity to make sure that I am present more than an individual who's working a 9 to 5, who works 9 to 5, comes home, doesn't even have time for himself, maybe wants to go to the gym. And Johnny had a track meet at noon, but he couldn't come because he can't get off work. He had to take a particular day or something. He had to take a stat day or a leave day. And when all those run out, he cannot come to extracurriculars. But Elon doesn't work for anyone. Elon is not pushing a clock. Elon can always prioritize his family 24/7. This is what I'm saying. How does wealth supplement for the absence of his presence? He's their dad. And so I don't agree with your premise. I do agree that children must be taken care of. I do agree that a falling in the standard of lifestyle that a child might have at Elon's house and then to mom's house, yes. But again, if she wanted that standard, if she wanted to keep her life at that standard, she could have done two things: stay with her husband, B, leave the kids with Elon. Leave the children with Elon. You're forgetting that piece, right? Leave the kids with Elon. I'm sure they can find ample nannies and individuals to supplement your maternal missing factor there. You want to keep your kids on a high level, leave them with the rich father. You don't need $1 billion, lady. These things don't have perfect answers. I understand. But I tell you what the answer never is. The answer is never raping a man to hand over his wealth to a disgruntled woman and calling that justice. I don't agree. I don't agree at all. Let me see where you are. Money does not replace a father, but no father, no money equals poverty. No, sir. No, sir. No. I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I believe that the father is the wealthiest commodity in the life of a child, because a father means that child has the paternal direction to be greater than the situation the father is in. The father can say, listen, son, I'm not a rich man. I'm not a rich man, but I want to sit here and I want to give you some of the advice to make sure that you don't fall into the situations that I fell into. I'm not a smart man, but I'm a hard worker. And I want you to be smarter than me because I didn't go to school, because I had to do this. No, man. No. Poverty is the absenteeism of resources, and the greatest resource is the father. Money is simply the benefit. It's the benefit of labor. That's all money is. It's the benefit of labor, or it's the benefit of intellect. And it is not a replacement for parenting. Absolutely, because again, what you are stating, and I don't think you're trying to do this on purpose, but you are making a classist argument by saying that the richer a parent is, the better they are as a parent. And that would not be true. So I don't believe that Elon giving billions of dollars to this lady is somehow diminishing his fatherhood. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I don't think it is. Right? Because by the standards, oh, can I turn here? Oh. Okay. By the standards that you have, that you're mentioning, Joe Jackson was a fantastic dad. Look at Joe Jackson. Let's make a case for Joe Jackson. How many millionaires did Joe Jackson create? He created a bunch of millionaires. Was Joe Jackson a good father? Huh? Would you want to have a father like Joe Jackson? Joe Jackson made those kids rich. Joe Jackson was there every day, whooping their behind. Get up and dance, Michael. Tito, stop singing. Jermaine, smile more. No, Joe Jackson was a horrible dad, but he created millionaires. But look at the kind of millionaires he created, and he was there every day. So no, I don't agree. All right. God bless you. The amount of money in a person's wallet does not determine how good they are as a parent. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Money does not replace a father, but no father and no money is poverty. No father is poverty. As much money as you can have, as much money as you want. No daddy, no good father. Let me say it like that. You don't have a good dad in your life, you're going to be poor mentally, financially, spiritually. Something's going to be poor. Some aspect of you is going to be poor. You will be impoverished in some area of your character, some area of your manhood. It will happen. And I was speaking as a man who I met my dad at 24 years old. And at the time when I met my father, this is my last closing remarks. I met my father. I was married. I had 2 children. I owned a house. I was a policeman. I had vehicles. My financial situation was good. But I can tell you right now, at 24 years of age, when I met my father, when I finally met him, I became a man. I became a man. Because he gave me the reflective resource of his life that allowed me to say, okay. I became a man. And I was already a man. I was a happily married, semi-happily married, well-off homeowner in the Western world. But I met my dad. I became a man at that time. And I really believe in, and you know, I have a story behind that, but I truly believe that the greatest wealth of a young boy and of any man is having a good father. And I had a good father. I didn't meet him till he was 24 years old. He never gave me, watch this, my father never gave me anything. My father never told me he loved me. My father never called me for my birthday in my entire life. In my entire life. He never called me for my birthday. He never told me he loved me. He never gave me anything. When he died, he didn't leave me anything. And I can still stand here and say I love my father. He was a good man, and I wouldn't be a man if I didn't meet him. All right? Take that to the bank. Love y'all. Del K. Brereton, this is the real spiel. Elon Musk, he don't pay child support. Take it easy. We'll talk soon.